siya, di ba? So that's why in ITP, there are now antibodies that would destroy platelets. Meron siyang anti-platelet antibodies. It can affect many organ systems. Ayun, there is destruction of platelets by autoantibodies. And the prognosis is usually good, especially if it's treated. Okay, that's on the left side ha. Again, ITP, autoantibodies against platelets, good prognosis with treatment. Now on the right, TTP is thrombotic thrombocytopenic purpura. Please remember that it is caused by a deficiency of ADAMTS13. So ADAMTS13 is an enzyme that actually aids in platelet aggregation. So if walang ADAMTS13, magdidikit-dikit ba ang platelets? Hindi. Wala din silbi ang platelets. Okay? Look at the manifestations. Specifically, it also involves the neurologic and the renal systems. Okay, do you think this is more severe as compared to ITP? Yes, kasi damay na yung neuro tsaka yung renal system specifically. Okay, what else? It is life-threatening without treatment, so it would require immediate intervention. Okay, madali lang yan. Oh, wait, let's go back. Sabihin nyo kung ITP or TTP. Deficiency of ADAMTS13. TTP. O, antibodies against platelets. ITP. With relatively good prognosis. ITP affects neuro and renal system. Okay. Life-threatening. TTP. Very good. O, diba? You just try to picture it in your mind. Left and right. Ganun lang siya. Okay. Hindi ko na kayo toxicin. Let's not talk about this part na because it's already summarized in the table. Okay. But please remember this one. Okay? Please remember this one. Even if idiopathic thrombocytopenic purpura has a relatively better prognosis than TTP, do not be mistaken because it can still have a rare but severe complication. Since the problem here is decreased platelet count, diba? Because of the antibodies against the platelets, there is a risk for intracranial bleed-induced stroke or hemorrhagic stroke. Okay? So make sure to assess for neurologic function and mental status. Ask about possible changes in behavior and responses to questions. Okay. So since it's autoimmune, you can expect the management to include corticosteroids, immunosuppressants, and immunomodulators. Okay. So ito naman tayo sa blood replacement and splenectomy. Okay, moving on to TTP naman. So here, the problem here is diba, deficient ADAMTS13. Okay, so instead of them aggregating properly, they clump together abnormally in the capillaries. Okay, so medyo weird ang pagka-clumps nila because of the deficient ADAMTS13. So client has inappropriate clotting, but at the same time, the blood would still fail to clot properly when trauma occurs. Okay, again, because of the deficient ADAMTS13. Just think of ADAMTS13 as glue. Okay, parang lang siyang glue. So without treatment, TTP can be fatal within 3 months. So very high mortality rate dito. Ito lang sinasabi natin view. So management, plasmapheresis can be done with infusion of fresh frozen plasma. What else? Drugs that would inhibit platelet clumping like aspirin. And also immunosuppressive therapy can be given if it has an autoimmune component. Now, in general, for patients with thrombocytopenia, you do a thorough health history again and physical examination. And then you also check what are your possible nursing interventions. Diba? One of them could be ineffective protection. So whenever you do venipuncture in your patients, whenever you do, for example, IM administration or intravascular or IV insertion, you make sure to apply pressure muna sa puncture sites for a few minutes. Because once you do not apply pressure, magbe-bleed at magbe-bleed lang yung patient na yan. Okay, ayun. So they can also have impaired oral mucous membranes. So encourage them to use soft bristle toothbrush. Okay. Also avoid alcohol-based mouthwashes, very hot or very cold food, alcohol and crusty food because they can actually cause ulceration in the mouth, causing bleeding. Okay, moving on to clotting factor disorders naman. A while ago we talked about platelet disorders. Ito na yung clotting factor disorders. So there's coagulation or bleeding disorders as a result of clotting factor defects. So these defects include the inability to produce a specific clotting factor, pwede rin production of low quantities, or producing a less active form of the clotting factors. So most of these clotting factor disorders are genetic. Okay. So there are actually 3 types of hemophilia, pero 2 lang kasi yung widely discussed. So hemophilia A refers to deficient factor 8. So A8. Hemophilia A, deficient factor 8. Kapag hemophilia B, deficient factor 9. Diba? B9 na naman. Hemophilia C is deficient factor 11. Okay, so it's 8, 9, 11, A, B, C. So what is the most common type of hemophilia? Hemophilia A. Okay, followed by hemophilia B. Okay, so these are 2 different hereditary bleeding disorders that result from deficient specific clotting factors. Again, kapag hemophilia A, deficient factor 8. Kapag hemophilia B, deficient factor 9. Ulit kapag C, 11. Very good. Okay. So it is X-linked recessive. Again, kapag X-linked recessive, only males are symptomatic and it's passed down by their mothers. So from mother to son. But the mothers, the women, are only carriers. They are not symptomatic. So it mostly affects males talaga. Okay? Women are just carriers. So bleeding disorder from hemophilia A is very severe. Okay? So it's very obvious even early on in life. People nosebleed, hindi na siya titigil. So clinical picture for hemophilia A and B are very identical. You cannot really tell the difference between the two based on a physical exam. You would actually require to actually check kung ano yung deficient factor, if it's 8 or 9. Okay, so there is abnormal bleeding in response to any trauma. There's longer bleeding periods. Okay, what else? In hemophilia, please take note ha, in hemophilia, the type of bleeding is more severe and it is usually deep-seated talaga. Unlike, for example, sa mga platelet disorders. In platelet disorders, usually ang bleeding na to ay mucocutaneous lang or superficial. Diba? They have bruising, petechiae. But in hemophilia, mas malalim yung bleeding, yes. Oo, nosebleeds that do not stop or epistaxis. After losing a tooth, grabe yung pagdudugo. Large and colorful bruises. Pag sinabing colorful bruises, meaning different times siya nangyari. Okay? Diba that may also be a sign of trauma, right? Ongoing trauma kapag iba-iba yung age ng bruises. And also, heavy bleeding after an injury. Again, in hemophilia, deep-seated ang bleeding neto. Okay, then you have your hemophilia C, not as common, but there's deficient factor 11. Okay, now let's move on to von Willebrand disease. So VWD is the most common inherited bleeding disorder overall. Okay, what is the most common hemophilia again?
A.
Hemophilia A. What is the most common inherited bleeding disorder overall? Von Willebrand disease. Good. Okay, so bleeding here is very severe. Okay, most of the time superficial ang bleeding dito. Okay, so again, in hemophilia, deep-seated ang bleeding. And von Willebrand disease, less severe ang bleeding. Most likely superficial lang siya. Yung mga petechiae lang. So care priorities, your number 1 nursing priority, of course, aside from your ABC, would be to prevent or treat bleeding episodes talaga. So whatever clotting factor is deficient, that's what you replace it with. And aspirin is avoided in all types of hemophilia because aspirin is a blood thinner. Okay? So for the diagnosis, let's look at this one. Oh, hemophilia again, deficient factor 8, 9, and 11, di ba? 8, 9, and 11, saan sila? Extrinsic, intrinsic. Intrinsic, so you're expecting abnormal PT or PTT? PTT. Okay? Kaya normal ang PT dito. Okay? No. So management, clotting factors are replaced prophylactically. So if the patient will undergo surgery, kahit mga dental extraction lang yun, they will need to reserve yung mga clotting factors just in case for possible transfusion. with also regularly scheduled ID infusions of these factors. Yun nga lang, mahal siya. Okay, so ganun pa din yung nursing care, health promotion, discuss genetic counseling, especially for children are symptomatic. Okay, you also have your nursing diagnosis like ineffective protection and risk for ineffective health maintenance. Okay. I think last na to, no? DIC. Disseminated intravascular coagulation. I'm sure you've heard this several times. You can hear DIC in cases of sepsis, pati sa mga buntis, di ba? You can hear that. So DIC, it's a syndrome characterized by widespread intravascular clotting and bleeding. Okay, so ano ba yung kwento ng DIC nito? So for example, your patient, meron siyang bleeding sa, ano ba pwede? Oh, meron siyang, bigay nga kayong site? Sa ilong. Let's say meron nosebleed si patient. Okay? Si patient, meron siyang nosebleed. Where will all the platelets and clotting factors go? Sa nose, di ba? Tapos magka-clot na siya. So the problem in DIC, dysregulated kasi yung coagulation process niya. So since may bleeding sa ilong, all of them, lahat sila magra-rush sa nose. What will happen now? Nagka-clot ka na ba sa nose? Yes, nagka-clot ka na sa nose. What if now, biglang dumugo ang aking kanang kamay? Tama. All of the platelets and clotting factors, nag-focus na masyado sa nosebleed ko. The bleeding in my hand, hindi na nila mapuntahan kasi naubos na sila. Okay? Para nasa-saturate ang mga platelets and clotting factors. That's what happens in DIC. So it can be severe and life-threatening or it can also be very mild naman. So here, this is basically what we just discussed. Okay. Okay, look at this one on the right. Look at the PT and the PTT. Both are elevated. Bakit? Bakit kaya? Tapos mababa ang platelets. Because again, in DIC, lahat sila damay. All clotting factors, all platelets. So platelet count would be decreased. PT and PTT would be elevated. Okay? Kasi nga, lahat sila abnormal. So manifestations, there can be frank hemorrhage from incisions, oozing of blood, petechiae, purpura or bruising, cyanosis, pwede din because of decreased blood supply, because of all the clots, GI bleeding, dyspnea, hematuria, and alterations in mental status, especially kung may intracranial bleed si patient. So it's diagnosed again, CBC platelet count, coagulation studies, and also check the fibrin degradation product analysis. So the treatment for this one would be to administer FFP and platelet concentrations, and also yung mga clotting factors, as well as yung mga platelets. Now, if your problem here is severe clotting, this is when you can give heparin na. Okay. Pero in the hospital, heparin is somewhat being replaced by enoxaparin. Enoxaparin is a low molecular weight heparin. It requires less monitoring kasi. Okay, so you might see that in your patients, sa mga administration records nila, yung mga enoxaparin. Okay, it's just a subtype of heparin, and it requires less monitoring. Okay, and these are our nursing diagnosis and interventions, ineffective tissue perfusion, and also impaired gas exchange is possible, diba? Okay, there's also pain and also fear, of course, kasi grabe kung magdudulo, diba? And also advocate for continuity of care in your patients. Okay, so ang dami